Hi Gemini, welcome to your magician reading as we travel through the Fool's Journey for this year. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to True Love Tarot. Love and support to her. Check her out and show her some love. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life, as well as this may resonate as yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. And this is taking a look at what you're calling to you, where your energy is best spent, where it has been going, where it could be going, and how that benefits you. All right, Gemini. And this is with a romance, but oh my gosh, some of these are all about the person. It's not about romance anymore. It's just about them and either money or job as well. So one of them was about your energy is best spent socially this year, like with just your tribe. So this is kind of all over the place, just saying. All right. I mean, it's more than just romance if that shows up. But anyway, okay, Gemini. Gemini. Temperance, so that could be Sagittarius. The Emperor, that could be Aries. The Sun, all right, 3 major arcana, come on. Leo. Justice, why not? Libra. The Tower, brilliant. That could be Scorpio. 5 of Pentacles, finally a minor arcana. All right. 10 of Cups, yay. Okay, little guys. All right. All right, Gemini. So we've got 5 out of 7 major arcana. Just saying, this is probably pretty heavy duty this year because this is a yearly overview here. So, okay. This is you quite possibly needing a break because are you afraid to make the hard decision? Are you afraid to make the call on this? Like, so you're, instead of moving on or moving through something, you're just kind of pulling back and wanting to give time and hope for someone to come around. Okay, so we've got you waiting. We've got kind of holding space for something, but not really doing anything with it. Perhaps because you pulled back to take care of yourself, specifically emotionally. That just out of emotional necessity, you've withdrawn from a situation. And you'd like it to be a lot more stable and reliable and consistent than it is. What's this Emperor about? Oh. 2 of Cups. What's this Sun card about for Gemini? What's this Sun card? Queen of Swords, that could be Libra. What's this Justice card about? Page of Swords. What's this Tower about? I think you're wanting a situation to work out to the detriment of yourself. Your What's this 5 of Pentacles about? The Hangman, that could be Pisces, this could be Scorpio. Doesn't have to be, but the thing is that now more than ever, this is about you being able to release and let go. Because you've been kind of, for the Geminis I'm reading for, you've been fighting this ending. You've been doing everything you can except for making the decision and moving forward with it. And even if things have ended, you're still energetically there and you don't want to let go or leave. So you're still kind of negotiating with it, even if you two are not talking, even if you're kind of withdrawn or retreated from the situation, you're still holding this space for this person. It's like you haven't changed anything about your living environment, or everything is still the same, just the person's not there and you're just not ready yet. What's this 10 of Cups? But you have the ability to look at things realistically and see them for what they are. And that energy right now would very much suit you, because you're kind of wanting something that is not a possibility for right now, which maybe you're ahead of me because you've already that, so you've already withdrawn emotionally, but you haven't energetically, if that makes sense. I think for the Geminis that I'm reading for, this is about you just wanting some clarity and peace and to stop the drama from coming, but you have more control over that than you think you do. And this is about you stopping the drama. This is about you establishing boundaries and making decisions and being decisive, and looking at things in an effort to understand rather than how can I make this work, or I want things to work out, so I'm going to just want to talk to people that are going to encourage me to tell me that this is going to work out, when in reality it's not right now. What's this 10 of Cups about? 3 of Cups. Okay. This kind of feels like someone wanting to talk to friends that are going to be very encouraging and encourage them to hold space for the possibility of this relationship to be renewed or restored. This isn't about someone or you being around people that can kind of give you perspective and help carry you through something. Rather, this is about you being selective about the people you want to be around, because you want to hear that it's still going to work out. For the Geminis I'm reading for, your energy output has been trying to figure out ways to salvage a relationship that needs a break. So you have withdrawn, but you're still thinking of ways where you can come back strong. And it's not about you coming back strong. This is about you actually sorting out your feelings and figuring out what you want to do next. So this isn't about you reinvesting in a relationship. This is about you figuring out your next move. And we could be talking about a divorce here. I mean, we've got the Emperor, we got Justice. Things could be in the legal system right now, and processing a divorce, a dissolution. But you're not dealing with that. You're not wanting to, at least. And that's understandable. It takes time. It's a process. But it would be helpful to shift the focus and your energy output to trying to salvage something that isn't salvageable right now, to shifting that to you manifesting what you want for your future and your brighter days ahead, figuring out what you want. Because what's done is done, and it is what it is, and you can't stop this chain of events that this has set in motion. So this is about you looking at your future and figuring out and manifesting and working towards understanding, clarity, and taking decisive action. It's like you're trying to outrun the grief, or you haven't wanted to deal with the grief, so you keep negotiating with this ending. You keep wanting to figure out how to kind of, well, what about this? Or like analysis paralysis, you know what I mean? Where you analyze it from every single degree. And your analytical ability is wonderful. Use that to propel you forward and to figure out what your next move is, to inform your choices, and I know that you might not want to hear that, because there's part of this feels like, I mean, this could very well be wanting to only hear happy news and being selective about who you hang out with, who you're around, who you talk to, who you tell about this, because you know that they'll tell you what you want to hear versus the truth. So you can be very discerning, and that energy would be best suited for you processing this ending in this situation and being realistic and clear-headed about it, and seeing the possibility in your future instead of lamenting what could have been and that sort of thing. It's kind of like having a realistic bent on grief. All right. Okay, what else for Gemini? All right, so now I'm going to pull 4 more cards here. That's for Gemini, for the Magician's energy. What do we got here? Oops. Magician. The Moon. Okay. Yeah, you've been avoiding how you feel about this, and you can't outrun this, As much as you want the stability restored, or you just want peace of mind, that comes with you looking at things realistically and trying to understand, not trying to understand, but just being realistic about what has happened and what your future can be now that you don't have this anymore. Like, you don't have to carry this around anymore. What else for Gemini? So there's a better understanding of your emotions would help, or actually like kind of dealing with them. Just accepting, all right, this is what it is now. Can't outrun it. Self-care is great, and looks like you're really wanting to take care of yourself emotionally right now. Good. Have that with, couple that with seeing things for what they are, though, and this, the clarity of thought. No wishful thinking here. You can't afford that emotionally. You've been kind of ignoring it long enough, and it's you need to know what you're dealing with yourself. We got 7 of Wands here. Good. Setting boundaries, getting some peace. What else for Gemini? Okay, so this also is about taking a more active stance for your self-care, your self-awareness. Self-care is not just about pampering yourself or making yourself feel better, because that could be, always going out to dinner or doing all these things where it's like if you feel good in the moment, but it's not for longevity per se. And this is about getting to the root of the issue so that whatever self-care you're doing now can benefit you in the future. Resourcing yourself, grieving, taking walks, commiserating with friends who truly love you and understand you. Anything that is good, is beneficial for you physically, spiritually, emotionally, rather than just soothing yourself, like developing, a bad habit in the name of self-care because it makes you feel good in the moment, is not that's not this. This is alignment, this is boundaries, this is making time for yourself, this is putting you first and prioritizing your needs and getting to the bottom of issues that need looking at. There's a sense here that it's quite painful to do so, but I think that's part of that is kind of inflated just because there's been a reluctance to actually accept the reality of it. And once you kind of crack the door open, it feels like the flood's going to come in, but it abates because you can't not know what you know. And, well, the worst is over now. We ripped off the Band-Aid. What are we working with here? Let's figure out our future. What do we got? What are our options now? What else for Gemini? Yay. Okay. Good. This is, you know what, Gemini? Not belittling what you're going through. This is the calm after the storm. You got friends and loved ones waiting to swoop in and help you figure this out and restore stability and happiness and joy. And this is you putting that in motion. You need to take the first step. It's like you need to get vertical, but you've got this support system waiting for you. What's done is done. You've been kind of waylaid by the grief or like the disappointment of it, but accepting it is, and making choices here forward with the knowledge and awareness that what's done is done. It is what it is. My future gets to be different now. What do I want? This is decision-making choices, being realistic about what your future looks like. And you've got a support system in place, and this is you setting healthy boundaries and quietly grieving, dissecting, figuring things out, analyzing all of that. And here you are up and running again. This could be dating or not. Doesn't have to be. But it's you being proactive about your own self-care. Not doing things for comfort anymore, but getting out there and getting after it. It's like there's self-soothing, and that's okay situationally, but it can't become a habit because typically self-soothing is not always the best for us. You know what I mean? Like kind of being indulgent about things can get out of hand. So this is about, I'm back. Let's do this. Doesn't mean you're back in the dating game, but this just means that you got you back after this disconnect here and letting go and transitioning, and setting those boundaries and being willing to look at things realistically. We've got the sun and the moon here, bringing that optimism and that fear that, what you're not looking at, shining a light on what is hidden. blending optimism and fear. Like, I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm afraid to look at what I'm looking at, but I got my support group here that's going to help me. And I know how to take care of myself. I know how to ground. I know how to do what's good for me. What else for Gemini? I just don't want you to be afraid like you've lost your way. This is a setback. Something's ended. There's sadness. But this is about you accepting that and moving on. And that's that. And restoring balance, peace, and order and harmony in your life. And you've got a support group waiting to do that with you. It's just, there might be some disappointment and sadness. Because here's the reason why I say that. I know I keep saying that. The thing is that right now you're in like this holding pattern or this waiting period. I feel like there's this calm after the storm, like I said. But I think now that what's done is done, like the decisions have been made or they're being decided, I feel like there's going to be this second coming of grief that you're going to try to avoid. And it's like, you don't need to do that. It's okay. It's the sadness is going to be expected or realistically looked at. You don't have to outrun it. You don't have to be afraid of it. I don't want you to not deal with it though, because you're just going to prolong it and it's going to hurt still. What else for Gemini? This could be Leo, by the way. This could be Pisces or Cancerian. What for Gemini? Yay. Again, boundaries. Boundaries. Good. Yay. So this is you. You have a lot more strength than you think you do. This is you coming out stronger and better for this experience. Right? Don't punch me in the throat. Point being, this is over the year, right? So this is you, as much as you're reluctant and afraid of dealing with this is you setting healthy boundaries, taking a look at, shining light on that which you fear or is hidden, shining a light on it and making clear decisions once you're ready. You might not be ready yet. It's okay. But you will be, because this is about you moving through the grief and the sadness and reconnecting with your friends and putting your energy towards getting yourself back online. You're down and out now. There's disappointment. There's disconnect. What am I going to do? Oh my gosh, I still can't believe it. I just can't accept it yet. You will. And balance will be restored. You've got a support group. You're going to be back. Just right now, you're kind of taking a time out, but you're going to be setting some boundaries and some new goals and making some new decisions about your future. This year is this Magician's energy reading is for the Geminis that are processing and ending and figuring out what their next moves are going to be after the storm, and kind of laying low on the romantic scene for a while, but really reconnecting with friends and family and figuring out what you want, setting boundaries, refusing to do what you've done before, because part of it is you don't want to attract the same type of person because you don't want to get hurt again, but just needing to take some time for yourself also. What else for Gemini? That's whoopsie. Okay, so this jumped again. We got the Ten of Cups again because this is right here. What else for Gemini? Whoopsie. Wow, Temperance again. Okay, so here's the thing. Perhaps this is after the storm. We've got the Nine of Wands here. Perhaps this is you're not done yet, and this vigil that you're kind of holding, this kind of like sacred space where it's about self-care and you've withdrawn, but you're still not ready to let go of this. There is the chance here for some of you, and you know your situation best, that it's about, because we got the Ten of Wands or Ten of Cups twice here. This very well could be you coming out of this differently, making different choices, and you know, you're talking to your person going, I'm not the same anymore. I'm not like I was before, and things are different now. I want different things. I get it. I understand myself better. I'm not afraid of my emotions or stuff, but we do have to deal with it and be honest and communicate. It could lead for some of you to a restoration, but not until you take this time to see things differently and to move through this grief and to process it and then come back online and be like, I'm back, baby. And you are wanting to take charge of life again and wanting to be out in front again. And that could be dating, that could be reconciliation. But it's you going through this grief with your tribe and coming out of it the other side, having a much better understanding of what you didn't before and not being afraid of it, And yet now it's like, I know what I know now. I'm not afraid anymore. And if we're going to do this again, we're going to have to So your other person, the person is not really factoring in here. I can't really get a lock on it, but the focus is all you, and you needing to move through this and come out the other side with wisdom, knowledge, strength, faith, perseverance, resiliency, self-reliance, all of that. And then there is the possibility, because we got the 10 of Cups twice, of you coming back together with this person and figuring out what we're going to do next. This could just be a holding pattern, but the better part of the year is spent with you moving through this and being stronger for it because of wisdom learned and applied, and boundaries and self-care and stuff. All right. What else for Gemini? I just want to, and I can't stress this enough, that this is after you are taking a look at what you're afraid to take a look at, what you're afraid to accept. This is after you move through that. What else for Gemini? You can't circumvent it, which it feels like you're starting out, you're trying to do, kind of just lay low and see about, and it's like, there's going to be an ending before there's a possible new beginning, either with this person, definitely by yourself, but possible new beginning with this person. And I say possible because it just comes, what's showing here is just you two coming back together to talk about it, talk about what's possible. That's going to depend on you and your person. Definitely by yourself. You can't not after going through this, but there is a possibility that it could be with your person. All right, what else for Gemini? Star. Okay, it's reversed. Star revert. No, is it? Hold on. That one, I drew a black dot on there to show me where it was. Yeah, it's reversed, but it got rubbed off. So star reversed. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups reversed. Feeling very discouraged and sad after a breakup that you've probably been trying to avoid and don't want to deal with this time. You need to process it. Doesn't mean that it's over per se for some of you, but you do need to deal with this. You've been trying to outrun it and you can't. And this is you trying to just feeling really discouraged after a breakup, trying to keep that hope alive or whatnot. It's okay. It's for now. You got Temperance twice. You need a break. You need to slow down. Have your tribe and your people close, though. You're feeling pretty, for the Geminis I'm reading for, you're feeling pretty down and depleted and beating yourself up. And you need people that are going to resource you, maybe even talking to someone specifically that you trust to help you see things clearly and sort things out. Because there's a real fear here of processing this grief and the breakup and the ending before you get to this right here. So you need a break. You need to be treated with kindness and understanding and to be kind of guided in your discovery of whatever it is you're trying to outrun and to move through that. You've got this incredible ability to be resilient and to kind of let go and see what happens. But I think that's only okay because for the Geminis I'm reading for, it's like you'll do that knowing that, okay, in 3 months we're going to talk again, or there's that possibility we could get back together. Nothing's ever solidified. So you're okay taking a break because it's not really ended, it's just a break. But I think for the Geminis I'm reading for, it's very hard for you to accept the finality of an ending. And right now, that's what's just been presented to you, and you're trying your best to move through the grief, but your self-care has gotten a bit indulgent, and you need to get back to reality and get grounded and centered on what you're feeling and dealing with, and you might need somebody to help you through that. Your tribe or someone you trust to help you process this grief so you can come out of it the other side. I don't want to mess with her. I don't want to make her mad. She knows her stuff and she's got sticks. So this is, we go from the moon to the 9 of Wands here. Yes, please. Okay. All right, Gemini, I hope this was helpful. Please don't be afraid. You have support around you just waiting for you. Please access it and to help yourself here. And give yourself some time to heal and to just resource and restore yourself differently than the indulgence perhaps that you're starting to consider or whatnot. All right. I thank you for stopping by. You keep your head up. It's going to be okay. I hope to see you in the next reading. Love and support to you this year. All right. You take care.